This courtyard is used on a daily basis, and this wall behind me was looking tired, it was looking bare. There were some hairline cracks in the paintwork. We completely transformed it using the Fired Earth Granular Coat, which is a really coarse textured paint, ideal for an outdoor feature wall. We then decided to cover this Jojo tank using trellis, also painted with the Fired Earth Granular Coat. I then hung some decorative metal artwork on the trellis, and then we hung this arch-shaped trellis onto the back wall together with some decorative scroll brackets and planted up these beautiful hanging baskets. Let me show you how I did this. As said, this is a functional courtyard. There's a Jojo tank that stands in the corner collecting rainwater for pot plants and so forth. There's a washing line here, and yes, it's been attached to the wall using raw bolts. You're going to battle to get those out and you'll struggle to fill them. We've actually been asked to leave this here, but if you are wanting a new washing line, I would seriously consider one of the retractor lines that can be stowed away when not in use. Now yes, there is some pre-preparation we've done here. Firstly, we gave the walls a good scrub with some sugar soap, let that dry, and then we've painted it with a coat of Fired Earth multi-grip primer. The reason we've painted it with a primer is there are some hairline cracks that are coming through the paintwork, probably from bad preparation previously, and I want to ensure that this wall has the best chance, the best base for our decorative paint to adhere to. The second reason we've painted with primer is that it is recommended as per the instructions. Folks, always follow the instructions on the label if you want the best possible finish for your paint products. Beautiful sunny day for painting. Let's get a painter's jacket, throw on an old pair of shorts, and get painting with our granular coat. As always, remember to lay down a drop sheet to avoid any paint spillages onto the floors. Now, as soon as you open the container, you'll notice that it's not so much a liquid paint, it's almost like a sludge. You could probably dish it up using a garden spade. However, I do find a clean container from the kitchen works just as well. Fired Earth Granular Coat is a rough textured acrylic finish for both interior and exterior use. This paint dries to a very rough, matte finish. In fact, it's 5 out of 5 on the rough texture scale. Application is really easy using a brush or a long pile roller. It is recommended to use a long pile roller for applying the paint to get the maximum effect of the grittiness within the paint. Now I'll tell you, a handy tool here is the painter's pole. It allows me to get one smooth motion from the top to the bottom of the wall, rather than holding the roller by hand and not being able to reach and get a step ladder out. And being water-based, it's really easy to clean your brushes and rollers when you're done. Don't forget to mask off any areas such as door frames that you don't want to paint, and then get into the corners with a 38mm paintbrush. There we go, our first coat is on, and you'll notice I've rolled it on quite thin and uniform just to get good coverage. Now personally, I would not paint the whole house with this paint. The spread rate is a bit on the low side, between 1 to 3 square meters per litre, and that's because it's designed as a decorative paint. If you are wanting a textured paint that you can paint your whole house with, have a look at the severe weather range, and I'll put a link in the description below where I speak more about that product. So our first coat is dried for the minimum recommended time of 6 hours. And because this is a decorative paint, it's really thick, it's got a lot of grit in it. I'm going to paint it on using a block brush. Now please folks, don't use the block brush that you use to clean your workshop bench with. It's dirty, it's got grease, probably oil on it, and it's just going to contaminate the paint. Get a new brush and do it properly from the beginning. Now you can see here I'm painting this paint on quite thick using the block brush, and I don't mind these brush strokes. Think of it as almost a bag washing effect. Folks, I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is a decorative paint. If you're wanting a beautifully smooth finish, have a look at one of the other paints in the Fired Earth range. However, this allows me to get creative with texture, with patterns. Give the wall a bit of character. Go on, have some fun. So a few days ago, we painted this courtyard wall. Let's call it a feature wall with Fired Earth Granular Coat. 2 coats, it's properly dried and cured now, and it's time to start neating this area up. Now the Jojo tank is going to come back here. It is a bit of an eyesore. So I'm using some standard timber trellis which I pre-painted with wood primer, followed by 2 coats of granular coat. These are going to be attached to the wall using some small 90-degree brackets. We can then put our tank in place and close it off. Now on this panel, I've cut an opening using an angle grinder so that I can access the tap. I'm not using a jigsaw because the gaps between the planks are a little bit small. Now on our feature wall, we're going to take it to the next level. Going to hang a metal trellis. Now this metal trellis is built with 4 hanging brackets on it, which makes it really easy. Simply hold it in place, ensure that it's level, mark, drill, and secure it to the wall with some 6x35mm nail and anchors. And then we're going to put up some decorative brackets with some hanging baskets, a few pops of color. For the wall pot brackets, I'm going to mount them on the inside of the trellis through the gaps, and once again, ensure they're level, evenly spaced, then mark, drill, and secure with the nail and anchors. So our trellis and all the brackets are hanging. The last step now, I picked up some decorative hanging baskets from our local builders, planted them up, and we're going to hang them here and give a beautiful pop of color that will contrast with this feature wall. Now what a transformation on this courtyard. Now if you're looking for a paint that is different from normal paint or even other textured paints, have a look at the Fired Earth Granular Coat. It's really transformed this area, and while it is rough and rustic, it's pleasing on the eye. With a bit of decor and color hanging on it, it really brings it all together. Now everything I've used today, excluding the old milk can, is available at Builders, either in store or online at builders.co.za. For more videos like this, check out the blog on the website. Get to Builders, get it done.